What are we doing here today?
Well, we're here today trying to get the word out that affordable care has a window, a application window, and it ends March 31st. So we have a sense of urgency to get people to register now to make it happen. If they do not register by March 31st, they will pay a penalty when they do register after March 31st. So it's important to get the community to understand that.
There's a monetary penalty which can be a lot more costly than the actual insurance.
That may be true. I don't know the details of the actual penalty. I just know that there is a penalty. So our goal here at AMA is to communicate and educate our community that there is an opportunity and they should take advantage of it.
What kind of events you guys going to have around this time to help people?
Well, here at AMA particularly, on Friday we will have what they call navigators on campus all day, and they will assist individuals with their registration. So we're opening our doors and making our computers available, and navigators will be present all day and early evening to help people actually register, so that those people who are saying, I don't know how, or I don't have a computer, can come here and take advantage of that at no cost to them. Welcome to AMA. I am Beatrice Garza, President and CEO, and I'm very pleased to welcome Ann Philippic with Get Covered America Tour of Texas. We welcome you not only to Texas, but to Houston and to our casa. We are pleased to have you here. We know that Latinos make up the greatest percentage of uninsured residents in Texas. In fact, it's 39%. And it is critical that we get the word out and help our community get registered. We are hosting this afternoon the kickoff, but we're also having navigators here all day Friday to help our local community actually fill out their applications. Thank you, Enroll America, for bringing your resources to our campus this week. Today, I'm also privileged to introduce to you our Senator, Sylvia Garcia, Texas Senator for District 6. The Senator is a longtime friend of AMA and a supporter of AMA. She has been a tireless advocate for the health and welfare of the people of the East End and of the Latino community as a whole. From her experience growing up, the Senator knows the financial struggles that working families have and how important every dollar is. Her visit here today is not a formality. Health care for working families is a cause near and dear to her heart. So please help me welcome the Senator.
Thank you, Bea, and muchísimas gracias, Bea. And for me, as Bea mentioned, this is not just an issue I talk about. I've lived the struggles of access to health care. Growing up in South Texas, we had no doctors around. The closest that we could get to any kind of medical attention was a curandera. And those of you who know what a curandera is, that's a healer. And I remember one time being so sick that even after going to the curandera, there was nothing else that could be done for me at home. That my daddy had to put me in a pickup truck to take me to the county welfare clinic so I could stand in line to get a shot. I remember back then thinking that that was not right, that children had to stand in line for shots. But the tragedy is that children still have to stand in line for shots. And so do veterans, and so do the elderly, and so do so many of our vulnerable population. Texas has the highest uninsured rate in this country. That is nothing to brag about. 1 in 5 Houstonians is uninsured. That is nothing to brag about. But the good news for everyone is that there is a marketplace now that's been opened for business. And there is a way to find more health care that's affordable and affordable to all working families' budget. The health insurance marketplace offers new quality, affordable healthcare options to people without insurance. And as Bea mentioned, for us as Latinos, we're at 39% without insurance, and that's a very high number. Market coverage includes guaranteed benefits. All plans offered through the marketplace must cover important benefits. It's my understanding that even dental insurance plans are available. And no one can be denied coverage because they are sick or have a pre-existing condition like asthma, diabetes, or even cancer. Texans are already benefiting from this plan. Over 200,000 people right here in Texas have already signed up and are on an affordable health insurance plan. The marketplace is still open for business. Today is March 11th. The deadline is March 31st. The clock is ticking. We now have 10 days. Texans, you need to do what you can to act now and sign up. Thank you.
So excited to be here with so many partners, including my fellow speakers, with the AMA President and CEO Beatriz Garza, Senator Sylvia Garcia, who we of course just heard from, City of Houston Health Department Director Stephen Williams, Tanya Rivera from Neighborhood Centers, Inc. All of these folks and so many other partners in Houston and across the state of Texas are playing a really important role in getting Texans covered. Today, as we stand here, we are just 20 days away from March 31st, which, as we know, is the deadline to enroll in coverage through the new health insurance marketplace. For those of us who have been working on this for months and even years, we are really in the home stretch for this first push. And as exhausted as many of us are right now, as you can tell as I'm stumbling over my words, I couldn't be more excited to be here in Texas, because every time I go out on the road, and I'm here in community in Houston today to see firsthand the important work that our folks are doing here with the Sanchez Charter School. We are excited to be working with AMA in order to continue our outreach to the Latino community, which is such an important part of the work we're doing. So far, as we heard from the Senator, we have seen that over 200,000 Texans have enrolled in coverage through the health insurance marketplace. And we know that about 8 out of 10 of those folks who have enrolled in Texas have received financial assistance to help pay for their plans. But there are still millions more Texans who stand to benefit, who still do not know about these new, affordable, life-changing options. That's why we're crossing the state this week. And this is our first stop on the Countdown to Get Covered tour, to spread the word and make sure every Texan knows how to sign up and where to go to get assistance to do so before March 31st. For Texans who are uninsured or have insurance that doesn't currently meet their needs, the health insurance marketplace offers a new opportunity to find a plan that fits your need and your budget. Many people who are uninsured haven't been able to afford coverage in the past. But now, for the first time ever, financial help is available and millions will qualify. You never know what you might qualify for until you apply. And so I encourage everyone out there in Houston and across the state of Texas to get started today. In fact, we know that 6 out of 10 Americans can find plans for $100 or less a month, and half of young people can find plans for under $50 a month. At our website, getcoveredamerica.org, you can use our Get Covered calculator to quickly find out the size of the tax credit you may be eligible for. And you can use our locator tool to find someone to answer your questions in person in your neighborhood. The new marketplace allows you to compare prices and shop for health insurance in plain language. There is no sales pitch, there is no fine print, just side-by-side comparisons of each plan. And you can talk to an expert, whether you want to do that by phone, online, or in person in your community, who will help you choose a plan that is right for you and right for your family. It's also critical that folks know that no one can be denied coverage because they are sick or because they have a pre-existing condition like asthma, diabetes, or even cancer. And all plans offered through the health insurance marketplace must cover the important benefits. These are things like preventive care, hospitalizations, maternity care, emergency room visits, prescriptions, and more. Everyone deserves the peace of mind that comes from knowing they won't have to choose between paying the rent or going to the doctor. And today, thanks to these new options, that peace of mind can finally become a reality for millions of families in Texas. March 31st is the deadline to enroll to avoid paying a fine, and the clock is ticking. That's why I am traveling across the state with volunteers, partners, local leaders to make sure that folks in Houston and across this great state have the information and resources they need to get covered by the end of the month.
Services Department. I'm here actually representing the Enroll Gulf Coast Collaborative. In this community, we have 1.2 million folks that are uninsured. And because of this, we in our collaborative are approaching this initiative as if it were a hurricane. We use the same incident command structure that we would use in times of an emergency. I want to give you an overview of some of the things that have occurred in the Enroll Gulf Coast Collaborative. As of March the 2nd, 75,899 Harris County residents have enrolled in the marketplace. Our collaborative has actually outreached to 400,000 residents and have had face-to-face interactions with 147,000 individuals. For the next 20 days of the enrollment, the Enroll Gulf Coast Collaborative will be sponsoring at least 2 major events every weekend, with at least 1 event every day in the week leading to the deadline. This weekend, we have actually 20 events that are scheduled to help consumers learn and enroll in the marketplace. CMS, the City of Houston, and our friends at Change Happens are actually buying paid advertisements to help people get educated on the enrollment activities that are occurring here. We have navigators and certified assistance counselors at the Health Department, multi-service centers, and health centers, and they will be available from Monday through Friday from 9 until 4, and we're probably going to alter those time frames the last week of enrollment. Many of the locations are also adding extra resource hours to these. Consumers can call the call center at 832-393-5423 or toll free at 1-855-892-8082 and make an appointment to speak to an enrollment assister near their home, or visit enrollgulfcoast.com for calendar of events. Again, our call center numbers are 832-393-5423 or 1-855-892-8082 or enrollgulfcoast.com. I want to just give you an idea of what organizations are enrolled in our collaborative. Of course, Enroll America, Gateway to Care, Harris County Area Agency on Aging.
We're here in Houston kicking off our Countdown to Get Covered bus tour, which is all about making sure folks in Houston and across the state of Texas know about their options to enroll in health coverage through the health insurance marketplace. We want to make sure they know the deadline to enroll is March 31st and that you can actually get financial assistance to find a health insurance plan.
How hard has been for this campaign to actually bring the people in to register and buy their insurance?
Well, we've seen that already over 200,000 people across the state of Texas have enrolled in coverage. And we've seen that about 8 out of 10 people who have enrolled have gotten financial help. So hundreds of thousands of people are doing that. But we know there's millions of people who still don't have the information they need. And that's why we're working in partnership with faith leaders and community health centers and community colleges to really meet people where they are and give them the facts they need so they can enroll before March 31st.
Where people can go to register to get all this information?
I'd encourage everyone to check out our website, getcoveredamerica.org. And there you'll find a calculator where you can plug in some basic information and find out the financial assistance you can get through the marketplace. You can also put in your zip code and find people in your community who could actually sit down and walk through the enrollment process with you.
Is there help with all languages? You know, people who speak Spanish, Chinese?
Yes, there are folks in communities that certainly speak Spanish, speak all different sorts of languages, because we really want to meet people where they are in the way that they're most comfortable getting their information.
I know this has to be done by that date. Is there going to be consequences for people who don't actually buy the insurance?
There is a fine. The deadline to enroll is March 31st, and this is the law of the land. So if you don't enroll in coverage, you will pay a fine. But I think what's most important at this point is the incredible opportunity that's available to people. We actually find that what is most motivating to people are the new opportunities available to them. The fact they can get financial help to pay for a plan and get their family covered. So it's important people know the facts. They know they need to enroll by March 31st, but also know the incredible opportunity that's available to them.
Well, we're here to just remind everyone that it's 20 days left before the deadline for applying for the Affordable Care Act, which is about making sure that every American has insurance that's affordable. And we're down to the wire with 20 days left. So it's really important that people do it. If they don't do it, they may be subject to some penalties afterwards for not doing it, not getting insurance when it was there for them to get.
It's a high rate of people not insured in Texas. What is the response to this point?
Well, tragically, Texas has the highest uninsured rate. It's almost shameful that we have so many number of people uninsured. 1 in 3 Texans has no insurance. Latinos are at 39%. That means more than 1 of 3. And those are mostly children, women, and the most vulnerable people like veterans and seniors. So we need to make sure that some of these folks get to a place this week, next week, and apply for affordable health care.
Is there going to be consequences if you don't have an insurance?
There will be consequences. If you were eligible and didn't apply, you might be subject to some penalties. That's why it's very important. By and large, people that apply are eligible. There's been about 500,000 applications made, and over 200,000 have already on insurance. Some as low as $50, $40 a month. So this is truly affordable insurance. People need to apply and see if they qualify and get people insured.